Hey yogis, welcome to today's practice. Today's practice is a bit of a flowy practice, but there is a focus on spinal movement, lower back. So just keep that in mind throughout your practice today, that you really want to focus on how you're feeling in the spine and the lower back. Cool, so we're going to start on our back. And just straighten out the legs. One hand to the heart, one hand to the lower belly. And just take a few deep breaths here. Notice how your body is feeling right now before this practice. Really settle the breath here. If you have an intention for this practice, you may set it at this time. Let's take a cleansing breath to seal this practice. So inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out the mouth. Great job. Let's bring the hands down and bend the knees. So we're just going to do some pelvic tilting. This is really important and helpful for when you go up in a bridge. We're not going to go up in a bridge today, but it protects the lower back when you do go up in a bridge, or just in general protects the lower back. So we're going to practice lifting the pelvic tilt up. So you can place your hands on your hips, on the little hip crease that you have, and just use your hands as a guide to lift up. So you're tucking your tailbone in. So this is what it looks like regular. This is what it looks like tucked in. So do this a few times. Go from regular to tucked pelvis. Just a few times. One more time, tucking the pelvis. Great job. So before you go up into a bridge, you would tuck the pelvis first so that you're using purely your glutes to lift up. So just so you know. All right, let's make our way up to a tabletop. You can take any spinal movements. If you want to go in a circle, you can go in a circle. Just warm up the spine a little bit. And we're going to do barrel rolls. So think of it as you're going in a circle, but from left to right. So you're doming the spine, kind of like cat, to the right, and then you're bending the elbows, coming into your cow on the left. So do a few barrel rolls in this direction. I'll let you know when to switch. If this is too confusing for you, I totally get it. You can just do any other spinal movement you'd like. All right, let's take the opposite direction. Okay, come back to a neutral spine. Let's take some cat-cows now. So inhale, lower the belly, gaze up. Exhale, dome the spine, gaze down. Inhale for cow, really bend the elbows, open out the shoulders. Exhale for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Great job. So we're going to keep doing cat-cows, but we're going to make it more dynamic. So on the inhale, we're going to come into our cow and lean forward. On the exhale, we're going to dome the spine, lean back. Inhale, cow, coming forward. Exhale, cat, back, and like almost that your hips are going to touch your heels. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do one more round. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Great job. All right, from here, let's take a modified side plank. So you're going to keep your left hand and your left knee where they are, and you're going to straighten out your right leg, place the side of the foot down, and the right arm up. And you're opening out to the side. You feel free to look up towards the ceiling. That feels good. One more breath here. And you can bring the right hand down. And we're going to thread the needle now. So we're in tabletop first. And then your right arm comes up. And thread it underneath. So much so that your right ear is down on the mat. And take your left hand and do a little half bind here. So you're going to wrap it behind your waist. Keep holding it. All right, left hand can come back down. You're going to use that to lift yourself up all the way. Your right arm comes up, looking up, and then you can drop it. Great job. Let's do this on the other side. So your right hand this time and your right knee are going to stay where they are. Straighten out your left leg, plant the side of the foot down, and your left arm comes up. Looking up towards the ceiling, really opening out the side body. Okay, left hand can come back down, coming back to a tabletop first, and then we'll thread the needle. So left arm comes up, looking up. Thread it underneath. Your left ear comes down. And then you can do that half bind with your right hand, wrapping it behind your back. One more breath here. All right, bring your right hand on the mat. Left arm comes all the way up first, really stretch it. And then you can bring it down. Alrighty, let's tuck the toes. We're gonna lift the knees up for down dog. First down dog here. Feel free to walk it out. So we're gonna start to get into the flowy section of the practice. But remember, keep in mind how your spine feels throughout, and we'll check in throughout as well. All right, look forward. You're just gonna step your right foot forward. Plant the hands first. Let's do airplane arms. So palms facing down. You're lifting the chest up, so it's not leaning on the front knee. All right, sweep your arms up and over. So straight back here. Now pivot the back heel down, warrior two. Looking past your front fingers. Let's straighten the front leg. Right hand comes down, left arm up. Take a second to adjust yourself. So you don't have to reach for the mat. If you have a block, you can always use a block. All right, bring both hands down and just fold over where you are. And you can always grab for the leg if you can't quite reach the mat. All right, plant the hands, rebend the foot, the knee, and step it back. We're just gonna come to a plank, just holding it here, lowering the hips, and then lifting up for down dog. Great job. All right, let's take the other side. So look forward, you're just gonna step your left foot up this time. Settle the legs, and then airplane arms, palms facing down. Now sweep your arms up, straight back, crescent lunge. So you're really engaging the abs here to maintain that straight spine. All right, warrior two, pivot the back heel down. Gazing past your front fingers. Nice strong legs. Now straighten the front leg, we'll take triangle. So left hand down, right hand up, looking up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And bring both hands down, this time for pyramid. Just taking nice deep breaths, really letting your spine round with this one. And fold over, nice passive fold. And like I said, if you can't quite reach the mat, that's okay. Just hold on to your leg, or if you have blocks, you can use those as well. All right, let's plant the hands, rebend the front knee, step it back, high plank first, holding it, engaging the abs, and then down dog. Great job. Let's step it up. We'll take a quick break, slowly make your way up to standing, and we'll step it out wide. We're gonna do a wide-legged forward fold. You can fold over if you'd like. Or you can take a nice shoulder stretch with us. So interlace your fingers behind, really pull your shoulders back and down, and then start to lean forward as you lift your hands up and over. Try not to force this, just bring them out as far as you can. So notice your spine rounding as you fold over. Couple more breaths. All right, you can release the hands, bring them down to the mat, and just transition yourself back to a down dog. So that could look like stepping up first and then going down to down dog, or doing whatever I just did. All right, let's do some more flow. So right leg comes up, bend the knee, you can fan the hip open, and we're going to round forward. Knee comes to the elbow, holding it here, and then step that right foot all the way to the right. So we're in a nice lizard pose. Just gonna settle here for a few breaths. See if you can keep your back knee lifted this time. All right, now take some baby steps up to your hands and meet in a yogi squat. So your palms are together, your elbows are pushing your knees apart. It's totally okay if your back heels are up. If you want them to be down for any reason, you can just step your feet out wider. If you have a block, you can always sit on a block for this one. Couple more breaths here. All right, great job. Plant the hands, lift the hips up, and step it back to a plank position. We're going to take our flow here. So plank, chaturanga, up dog or any belly pose, and down dog. Great job. Walk it out. Take your time, catch a breath. Notice how your spine is feeling. All right, lift your left leg up. You can fan the hip open. Look forward, lean forward, left knee to left elbow, holding it, and then step it out. Could take a couple steps. So step it out to the left. We're in our lizard. Try to keep your back knee up. Couple more breaths here, just settling in. And then take some baby steps. You're back to yogi squat one last time. If you're a advanced yogi and you'd like, you can take your crow pose here. Otherwise, just stay where you are. Please don't do anything that you've never done without any supervision. There's always that disclaimer. Few more breaths. Really straightening the spine here. All right, plant your hands, lift your hips up, step it back to high plank. Let's take one last flow. So plank, chaturanga, up dog or any belly pose, and then down dog. Great job. Let's step it, your feet in the middle and step your hands to the middle and slowly roll up. We'll just do one balance pose today, and balance poses are really great for building some strength in the torso area, and this will be a great hip opener as well. So we're going to do tree. So bring your hands to your hips and just stack your left foot on the side of your standing leg. Use your left hand to really push your knee out wide. So we're getting that hip opener, and try to keep it this way as you lift your foot up. So you are welcome to stay here, or if you can, slide your foot up and use your hand as a guide to lift your foot up on the standing leg. You can put it anywhere on the leg except for right where the knee joint is. You want to find some fleshy part of the leg. So now you have some options for the arms. You can do this one, this, any other arm variation you'd like. So just find your arms and just hold it here. If you have something in front of you that's not moving, maybe it's best to focus on that. And we'll just be here for a few breaths. Alrighty, so the way that we come out of this pose is with grace and control. So bring your hands down, and you can use your hand to bring your foot down, or you can just shimmy that foot down and make your way to Tadasana, conscious mountain pose. Just take a nice deep breath here before we switch to the other side. Maybe you want to shake it out a little bit. Alrighty. Let's take the other side. So hands to hips. Lean your right foot on the standing leg. Take your right hand, open the knee out. And then use your right hand as a guide to lift your foot up. It doesn't have to be where you put it on the other side. It's usually not the case. And remember, don't put your foot on your knee joint. And then once you have the legs ready, you can do the arms. So remember those options, and it doesn't have to be the same option that you did the last time as well. And we'll just hold here for a few more breaths. Okay, so whatever you did for your hands, just bring them down and then start to shimmy that foot down the standing leg. Take your time as you go down. And great job, you can shake it out. And we'll make our way down to hands and knees position. Starting to slow down the practice a little bit. So we'll come to a child's pose. So feet together, knees apart. Sink the hips back and lower the head down and chest. And it might feel good today to bring your hands behind you. Notice the release in the spine for this. There's a small, very small curvature of the spine when we go to child's pose. So notice if you can feel that and feel a little release in the lower back as well. Really start to deepen your breath. All right, if your hands were behind, start to walk them forward. Use your arm strength to lift yourself up and come to a seated cross-legged position. And we'll just take a spinal twist before we wrap up. So take your left hand to right knee, right hand behind, lengthen the spine first, and then twist, looking behind your shoulder. One more breath. And come back to center, and we'll just take the other side. So right hand to left knee, left hand behind, lengthen, and then twist, looking behind your shoulder, and really use your back hand to pull you deeper into the twist. One more breath here. And make your way back to center. If you have a wall behind you, like I do, it may feel nice to rest your back on the wall. And just notice the release from the back if it's on the wall, or just how your back feels after this practice. And we'll settle here and take a cleansing breath to seal the practice. So inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Great job today, yogis. Let's rub the palms together, generating some heat. Hover your palms over your eyes. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together, thumbs over third eye. The light within me sees, honors, and loves the light within you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, as always, for joining these practices. Hopefully you're feeling a little better in your back. Please, as always, let me know how it's going for you, how these practices have been, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.